Hey there, let's jump into section 13.3. We're going to start with the Pythagorean theorem. So the sums of the squares of the lengths of the legs is equal to the square of the length of the hypotenuse. So basically it's this famous theorem right here, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And let me show you how that plays out. I'm going to pull up the tools here. Okay, so if this is A and this is B and this is C, when you have A and you square it, and then you have B and you square it, and you add those together, you get C squared. It doesn't matter which leg you call A and which leg you call B. I could also call this one A and this one B. It doesn't really matter. But C is always the hypotenuse. So let's jump into, y'all don't need to worry about the group. Okay. Find the missing side of the right triangle. So let's see how this works out. We're going to do a squared, so 3 squared plus 4 squared. We know that's equal to c squared, this side. This is the side we're trying to find. 3 squared, when you square something, that means you're multiplying it times itself. So 3 times 3, 3 taken 2 times, or 3 multiplied by itself is 9. And then 4 times 4, 16, and that is equal to 25. That's c squared. And the square root of 25 is 5. So this is actually a really famous triple, 3, 4, 5. It's helpful to actually memorize this triple. Anytime you have 3, 4, 5, or any multiple of 3, 4, 5, that makes a right triangle. So if I had this triangle here and it was labeled as 6 and 8, if you recognized, hey, that's like 3, it's just multiplied times 2. And that's like 4, it's just multiplied times 2. That means that this missing side here is 5 times 2, which is 10. Because that's just taking each of the sides and multiply by 2. You could multiply them by any number, and that would also be a right triangle. You can also use the Pythagorean theorem and solve that missing side length. So you could do 6 squared plus 8 squared, that is 36, plus 64, which is 100, and the square root of 100 is 10. But it can be really helpful to know the triple 3, 4, 5. This is another triple, 5, 12, 13. Then let me show you how you find the missing side. If you don't know, I'm going to call this b. So we have 5 squared plus b squared equals 13 squared. 5 squared is 25 plus b squared equals 13 squared is 169. And then you're going to solve for b squared by subtracting 25. And we get b squared equals 144. And the square root of 144 is 12. So that's how you solve for a missing side length if it's not the hypotenuse. So you square them, subtract over, and then take the square root. 5, 12, 13 is also a triple. And so again, if you had multiples of this, like say I multiplied everything by 3, this would be 15, times 3 would be 36, times 3 would be 39. This would also be the side lengths of a triangle. Right. A square lattice is equally spaced, arranging the points vertically and horizontally. Determine the lengths of these sides. Excuse me, this kind of got shifted down. This was meant to be right here, 2. So that's 2 and that's 3. What's this? Well, 2 squared plus 3 squared is c squared. 2 squared is 2 times 2, that is 4. And 3 squared is 2 times 3, that is 9. 13 is equal to c squared. And so we can just say this is the square root of 13. You don't, that is not a perfect square. 13 is not a perfect square, so you can just say the square root of 13. Or you can give a decimal to 3 decimal places. Sorry about that. Okay, over here, we have 4, 5, and 3. Oh, yeah, well, let's see, 3, 4, 5. Except I think it was kind of shifted down. So that's sure what they were wanting us to find there. Determine the perimeter and area of the polygon. So if I want to find the perimeter, I need to add up all the sides. So the perimeter is the distance around. So like this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why they labeled us 4. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is 1, but I'm missing these slanted pieces. So how am I going to find what this is? Well, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. This triangle is 1 here, and this here is 2. And so if I use the Pythagorean theorem, it would be 1 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. And 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, and so we get a sum of 5. And so it would be the root 5. And then if I want to find the other slanted part, this is 2 and this is 1. Then I have 2 squared plus 1 squared equals 4 plus 1. Same thing, so that's a square root of 5. And then one more slanted piece. This one is 1 and 1, so 1 squared plus 1 squared is 1 plus 1, which is 2. So it's the square root of 2. So now we're going to add up all of those sides. So the perimeter is equal to 5 plus 4 plus 1 plus root 5 plus root 5 plus root 2 plus 1. No, not plus 1. I already added that one in the 5. Sorry. Okay. So if I wanted to clean this up, 5 and 4 is 9 plus 1 is 10. I can say root 5 plus root 5 is 2 root 5s. And then root 2. I cannot combine these because they're not the same root. But it's kind of like if I had 2x and x, I can say that's 3x. So this is 1 root 5 plus another root 5 is 2 root 5. And you could just keep the answer like this, or you could put it in your calculator and give a decimal approximation. The triangle, and I probably kind of talked about this a few lectures ago, but just when you add up any two sides of a triangle, the sum of those two need to be bigger than the third side, or it doesn't make a triangle. So, for instance, do 1, 1, and 3 make a triangle? Well, 1 plus 1 is only 2. Is 2 bigger than 3? No. So it doesn't work. So we have to say that doesn't make a triangle. If any of the answers is no, so they're trying all the combinations here, but really if you just try the smaller two, it helps. If any of the answers is no, they can't be the side, they can't be a measurement. So 1, 2, and 3, do they work? Well, 1 plus 2 is 3. It's not bigger than that third side, so it's not going to work. 2 and 3 is 5, so this one will work. Let me see. 5 and 9, which of the following could not be a length of a third side? Could 2 be 1? No, if we put in 2, 2 plus 5 is 10. I'm sorry, 5 plus 2 is 7, and 7 is not bigger than 9, so that is not going to work. 13 would work because 5 and 9 is 14, and that's bigger than 13. 15 would not work because if you sum up the two smaller sides and they're not bigger than that third side, it will not work. So that's doing the proof, but you do not have to worry about the proof. We can talk about this, which side is the shortest. So this has to do with the fact that the angles and the sides kind of match up. So the smallest angle is across from the smallest side. So I can tell that this 120, this side right here, is going to be a lot bigger than this side up here. So I need to find this missing angle essentially. And the angle that is missing is 120 plus 140 is 160. And the sum of all the triangle is 180. So that missing piece is 20. So that means that the shortest side is going to be across from the smallest angle. So you go across, and so this side here, QR, would be the shortest side because it's across from the shortest angle. So this is just the inverse of that. So this is my biggest side. So that means that this angle, ABC, is going to be the largest angle. Okay, so that's section 13.3. Hopefully that was helpful. Attempt your assignment and please reach out with any questions.